and you start like we did at the last two games, you're not going to win many. Very disappointed start defensively. We worked hard, and we're seeing a very similar thing that we saw at Virginia Tech. They're looking in, and then they're throwing the ball to Chapman or Bowman, and we just didn't guard them in the beginning. Then we did a good job offensively and got back in the game. Um, you know, that we played pretty good defense for a while. The second half was just they couldn't guard Tyus, and he took over the game, and that was the difference. But it's disappointing. Our inside guys finishing around the basket's bad. Our rebounding is atrocious. Our defense inside is not good, and you're not going to win many games playing like that. Bowman and Chapman are tremendous players. The shot Bowman made in the corner, I've never seen one like that before. It was an incredible shot. And he made a couple drives that were really, really difficult. He's a tremendous player. He's always played well against us, and I just think he's a heck of a player. Chapman's gotten better every year. He's really a good player, but they just couldn't stop Tyus in the second half, and that was the ball game. Yeah.
Questions?
Why do you let Tyus with the ball in his hands?
Well, if he has it in his hands, somebody else can't screw it up. So.
But you've moved him a little bit more on the last few games.
Well, he beat Duke from the point, and he won this game from the point. He played the point early in the year. We've simplified it when he has the ball. It's pretty much ball screen stuff. He's getting a little better at finding people. He got Buddy for a wide open shot. It was a big shot. Buddy made a good defensive play down there and used my speed to get down the court and get a layup. But he had a really good game. He's been really playing well. Frank was playing well. He's upset, which I'd be upset if I was a senior too. But Tyus is just better with the ball at the point, and he made plays. I thought O'Shea started well, going to the basket, and then he just was absolutely the worst you can possibly be going to the basket. 4 times in a row he goes in there, we get nothing. He can do it. He did it early. He went strong, laid it in, got fouled, dunked it, and then he goes in and just throws the ball up. Even the last play, you're going to the basket and you go up one-handed. You go up and dunk the ball. You let a guy run by him and you lose the ball in a play like that. You got to finish those. We have to finish around the basket. Pascal, at the end of the game, he rebounded. I don't know what he was doing the first 20 minutes he was in there, because they started out the game. We wanted him up. He did a little better job of that, but then Popovic made a jumper. Chapman went in there, made a jumper, and then Popovic made another jumper. And he's 7'2". We're up. It's not like we're not there. He's there, and he's got to stop that shot. Bowman goes to the basket right at him at the end and makes 2 layups. We got to get more out of our guys, our inside guys, our centers, than we're getting. We're not going to be successful if we don't get more out of those guys. Simple as that.
Coach, in the first half, the bench really, especially your son, really did a really good job of keeping you in the game. What kind of lifts did you see from Buddy Boeheim and Dolezaj coming off the bench?
Well, I thought Buddy got some looks, and he's been making them. He makes them every day in practice, and he's made them once we got into the league, where it's harder to make them, where there's better defenses. He's making more than anybody else. I think Elijah's got to rebound. He's got to drive more. He made a nice drive tonight, but he's got to be more involved. He's shooting threes. He's better than that. As a team, we're better than this. It's good to get a win, always, but Boston College is not easy. They beat Florida State in here. They're not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. Those guys are good, and we needed a Herculean effort from Tyus tonight to win this game.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit with Tyus, but how have you had to adapt your offense in ACC play with the defenses that they've been throwing at you?
He's been really good in the ACC. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's difficult to guard. He's very difficult to guard.
Not just Tyus, Tyus, but the offense in general. How have you had to adapt?
Well, when he's
all?
at the point, he can get things for other guys, and we should get more offensive rebounding opportunities. We should get some other shots for other people too, because they're going to help more. They didn't really help that much on him, so other than the one he got, Buddy. I mean, he got Elijah got a good look too, but they just tried to guard him. And
Is this something you envision sticking with Tyus at the point?
no, I mean he'll play a little bit there, but no, not this much. Not this much. He'll play there some, but we'll run some plays for him from the two that are similar to this. Frank's shooting the ball very well now, and so I want Frank. Frank will be in the game too. Defensively, we did not have a good start at the guard spot, especially. We just weren't active. I think we've been better in practice defensively than we have in the games. And we started out just like we did the whole game at Virginia Tech, but then we adjusted and picked it up a little, moved out a little bit better, and kept them, got to their shooters a little bit more. They made some tough shots. They made some really tough shots, but that's what happens when you go on the road sometimes. When you win on the road and the other team makes a lot of shots, some tough shots, drives, corner threes were really hard. That's good. It's a good win. It's just disappointing the way we're playing. We can play better.
And Coach, you go from Buddy last week getting 4 minutes at the end of the Virginia Tech game to getting an opportunity early against BC, and then also getting 20 minutes. What gave you the confidence?
Yeah, they played zone, so we knew that when they would play zone, we'd want to get Buddy in there. And when they were in it, he hit his three and got him right out of the zone. But I think some games are better for him. I think he's getting better. I think he can play against anybody now. But he's definitely his defense has been really good. We made some really good deflections down there and got the steal. But his defense has been fine.
Jim, you mentioned some of the struggles on the interior defense. At the end of the game, it looked like Pascal was pretty much at the perimeter for about 4 or 5 plays in a row.
Just the way they've lined up, we wanted to deny the threes, so he was coming out. We just didn't want to give him any threes at the end. You got that lead, they can drive and make twos, and they can't catch you unless you miss a lot of free throws. And we missed some, but we didn't. Elijah missed 2, Pascal missed 2, Tyus, we missed 5 free throws again down the stretch. Could have made it a little bit easier, but we made the plays when we had to, and that's what you have to do on the road.
The whole mentioned they outscored 20-2 from the free throw line. Are you a little concerned about the disparity in free throws the last few games? I mean, we haven't shot a lot of them.
No, we're not shooting many, that's for sure. That happens sometimes on the road.
There's a point where the crowd was chanting Buddy's name, get a fast break chance to bring the house to its feet.
I don't listen to any of that stuff. So.
But from how he's playing say a month ago at the start of conference play to where he's now, did you expect him to?
He was playing good then. He just wasn't making shots to start at the end of But once conference play started, even the Georgia Tech game, he was 3 for 8 from the 3. Once conference play started, he's shot at a high level now, and we played 8 games, so he's shot at a very high level. I think he's freshman. It's hard. Andy Rowden shot about 20% when he's a freshman. Demetrius Nichols shot 17% when he's a freshman. They both ended up being 40% three-point shooters. Freshman year is difficult. Trevor Cooney, redshirt, and then even his first year, it's a struggle to be able to make shots when you're a young player. But he shot it well every day in practice, and he's translated it over into the games.
Coach, do you think Buddy, growing up, watching you coach and seeing the 2-3 his whole life, does that give him some sort of upper hand? Because he's been, like you said, really good defensively.
I don't think so. No, he's got good size. He understands the defense, but he never played it until he got here. So, no, I don't think that helped. I think the year of prep school helped him. It was tough competition. He learned a lot there. I think there'll be some games he can really help us. Other games he may not. He's a freshman. We got 2 veteran guards, and they're going to play most of the time. But if he can get in there in certain situations and help us, that's what we're going to do. But we need to play better up front. Elijah and O'Shea and Pascal, those guys, they've got to play better. I mean, we got 50 points out of our guards tonight. I don't know what it was.
Jim, you talked about Tyus and how he's pretty much unstoppable in the second half. What did you see from him? Just looked like they were trying to switch 3 or 4 different guys on him.
Well, they hedged and they went behind. You know, the guy is I think he's a young player. Is he the transfer kid that was guarding him at the end? Yeah.
Was on him, Mitchell was on him.
Yeah, but the other kid, the smaller guy, was on most of the time, and he just, you know, the screen helped him get just a little separation, and he steps back, and it's a hard shot to stop. He's pretty quick, and if you come at him real quick, he'll get by you. He'll get by you and make plays. But you know, he's played well all year, and that's what he does. He can score. All right, thank you.